I had to have physical movement
Yeah.
and, recovery
Yes.
in the rooms.
All
I
the
had
good.
to I do make jokes about it, that whether it's burn off the crazy, whether it's I needed to just burn this energy before I could actually sit down and say a prayer with other people and mean it.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
don't
that
know.
means that's why you were running? And
Yeah. I mean, it was also a form of self-punishment. I mean, looking back, I recognize now that I felt like a piece of shit. So part of me punished myself because running.
Punished in what sense?
Well, just physically. Like I could make myself literally hurt by running because there's anybody who's run, if running is a very quick mechanism to give yourself some physical, I don't know if it's pain, but exertion, being out of breath, that feeling of just having sweated like crazy and sort of giving it all. For me, it sort of levitated me to a better place, a higher place, whether it's endorphin release and a lot of similarities.
Sure,
in
I
some
did that a
ways.
lot with the gym.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah. I wasn't really a fan of running for some reason. I don't know why.
I know why.
Why?
Because, and I say I
want to hear
I
it.
want to hear if you feel like this theory holds water, but as kids, the second you can walk, you walk. The second you can run, what do? You run everywhere.
Sure. I used to try to race my friends and think I was the fastest one.
Of course.
But when you get older, and maybe all the drugs I used and all the smoke that went in my lungs, I just run out of breath.
Well, but as a 3, 4, 5-year-old, you want to run everywhere. And then you go to middle school and some middle school PE teacher uses running as a punishment, or a coach does. And all of a sudden now you're running suicides, which we called them back then, in the gym, and you're hating it, and you hate this coach, and hate everything about it. So it really embeds this idea that running sucks.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it sucks for anyone. I'll drive down the street and I see some shredded dude or woman or something like that running, and here's what goes in my mind. Mm-hmm. How does that person run in this weather, run 3 or 4 miles? I'd be done from here to the end of the street. I'd be dead.
Okay. First of all, though, I look at you and I talk to you, and that's a story that you're telling yourself.
I like walking long distances.
Well, okay, so
that's how I lost a lot of weight.
And to be honest, walking is just as good as running, if not better. I mean, I have paid I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
Not just
are your knees affected from
of course,
from a lot of running?
I mean, I run 120,000 miles. How could you not have issues? But I'll tell you something. I had a big presentation at the Boston Marathon years ago, and one of my favorite talks in front of 1,000 people, runners. So it was this cool opportunity, and they're used to watching Olympians. I'm just some dude that they don't know, and I'm telling my story. And at the end, some very nice, well-meaning lady raises her hand. She's like, "I saw that, a couple weeks ago, 3 people died at the Chicago Marathon. Is running dangerous?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah. No doubt running is dangerous." But did you see there was an article the next day that 6,320 people died sitting on their sofa with a remote control in their hands?
That's a lot.
That
more than
shit
those 3.
is dangerous.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right? If you want to avoid danger, stay off your sofa and do not watch TV.
Exactly.
And I mean, obviously I was being a smart ass, but there's this, people use it as an excuse, of course, because it's, it's uncomfortable. But walking is,
I might go for a run later because you just motivated me psychologically.
But here's the thing: you
not
should
in
walk,
92-degree
but
weather.
You should walk, run. I mean, you should.
Oh, you mean walk a little, run a little?
I don't like to say sentences. You should, but
you might want to try.
You might want to try walking and running. So I tell people all the time.
Does that mean walking a little, running
Absolutely.
a little?
So
I could do that.
Walk for 5 minutes. Jog for 2 minutes, walk for 5, jog for 2. And then as you're doing that, you will find through time, you'll get more and more comfortable with more running. But here's the thing. We take time off as adults from things like running. And then when we dive back in, we don't have any moderation. So we haven't run for 10, 20 years. And all of a sudden you're going to run a marathon. And it's like, of course, you hurt your Achilles, you get a sore calf, like whatever happens. Because, you haven't like done it in a way, and I'm not a moderate guy, so I'm speaking to myself. But like, to be able to just find your way in that. And I don't know, running I wonder what you think about this. A lot of people, I ran like 35 marathons in the first 3 years of my sobriety. And I even had my sponsor friend, was like, seems like you might have a problem. You might have a running problem.
Like an addiction to running?
Yeah. And it was interesting. What I was trying to do, I think, was like eliminate the runner or the addict from me. Like I almost wanted to like beat that person to death.
Yeah.
And what I actually learned for me was that, my addictive nature is all the best parts of me. Like it's actually what makes me good at things.